घोड़े के जैसे वो आंखों में लगाते हैं ना, वो लगा देना है, so that you cannot
completely
see.
focused.
Completely focused. Why does the horse wear these black blindfolds? So that the horse cannot go deep track when it is in a race. Similarly, the blindfold is so necessary in the 21st century is because we have so much of distraction, so much of competition throughout, that you will lose interest in your own interest after some time. About carrying a biodata, about carrying a resume, those days are gone. Where the thicker the resume is, the intelligent the person may be. It's gone.
Hello everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Wooble Nexus. I am Akash Jaiswal, your host for today's episode. But before we embark on this conversation, a heartfelt thank you to our incredible YouTube family. Your overwhelming love and support for the earlier episodes of Wooble Nexus truly means a lot. Today, we are embarking on a journey of insight and inspiration, exploring the modern landscape of career growth. For today's episode, we have a very eminent personality, Mr. Avinash Samal, Head of Talent Development at Tata Consultancy Services. With his wealth of experience in HR consulting and management, Mr. Avinash is here to share his invaluable wisdom on passion and purpose in the career. Let's kick off this episode of Wooble Nexus, episode 3, where insight meets action and your career aspirations find their wings. An esteemed welcome to Avinash Samal, a paragon of accomplishment and influence, gracing our event today. We extend our sincere gratitude for your generous allocation of time, which undoubtedly ensures a profound learning experience for each member of our team. Let's start with a quick icebreaker. If you had to describe yourself using only 3 words, what would they be?
Okay. Invincible, amicable, never ending.
Great. If you were to create a playlist that captures your life soundtrack, what songs would it be?
Only one song?
Three songs.
Three songs. Okay. I am a fan of Bollywood, so it would be definitely Hindi songs. So the first one would be Koi Kahe Kehta Rahe. Jitna bhi, I don't remember the lyrics. बीरों की जमाना kind of. कोई कहे कहता रहे जितना भी रो, whatever. I mean, that's the one from Dil Chahta Hai.
हाँ.
And the second one would be मोहब्बत लुटाऊंगा from Abhijit Sawant's
Abhijit's album, yeah.
Right. मोहब्बत लुटाऊंगा. And the third one would be um, I don't remember the name of the movie though. However, it's like I'm not recollecting the lyrics exactly. It's from the movie, the patriotic movie, The Legend of Bhagat Singh, I guess. देश मेरे मेरी जान है तू. देश मेरे मेरी शान है तू. So
Great.
these are the three songs.
The Abhijit song you mentioned, Mohabbat Lutaunga, was favorite for a certain period when I was around 9-10 years when that was
That was released. I guess I was in my plus two, 12th or first year of graduation.
Okay. So moving ahead with the next question. What you could possess a skill or talent, if you could possess a skill or talent instantly, what would it be?
It would be something in which I like a charmer, I would like to be a charmer wherein when I start speaking, the world would be charmed. And I would like to change this world to a beautiful place where there would be no differentiation of any caste, no religions, no different languages, just one caste, one religion, one language. That is the language of humanity and the religion of humanity.
So, If you could travel to any place in the world tomorrow, where would you go and why? And why?
Okay, travel to one
Yeah.
place. Okay. So that would be some cold place, not extremely cold place though, but some cold place like I would suggest I would like to go to Paris maybe, because the reason is what I have heard about it, although I haven't been there ever, but what I heard about it is people are very open-minded and they live and let live. So I want to see how exactly people follow this thought process, live and let live. So I want to just be there for some time and explore and experience that feeling really.
To understand how people are trying to develop that kind of
Yes,
environment where they are very happy with other people's
absolutely,
choices and they are
absolutely.
also happy with the differentiation that they have.
Right. The
That's a
first
great.
one would be this one, and the second one, second in my list would be Finland, and the only reason is because it has got a world rating of the happiest place in the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really want to go and sense that happiness.
I think Bhutan was also in the list for some time as the happiest place in the
I guess
world.
so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because for some time I think Bhutan was also there, and then Finland is since the last 2 years the
Yes.
happiest country.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you could trade jobs with someone for a day, who would it be and why?
Trade jobs. Okay. This is a difficult questions though. But see, my ambition, my thought process from when a child grows up, his or her ambition, his or her thought process keep changing. Like for example, if you ask a 1 year child, if he or she may say that I want to become an actor. After a couple of years, it changes to some doctor,
Yeah.
some ranger, some other eminent personality.
If they are influenced by a movie,
Anything that
anything.
changes by time. But trust me, from my childhood till the time I have known what my name is, who my father is, who my mother is, and who I am, till that time, since that time, I have not thought anything to give my life towards services. And unfortunately, because of some medical reasons and all, I could not get into services. But yes, if about swapping a job, then I would definitely like to swap a job with three eminent people from the Navy, from the Air Force, and from the Army.
Okay. That's a great answer. So, do you have a favorite inspirational quote that you turn to during challenging times? If so, what it is?
Favorite quote.
Yeah.
The only quote for myself that I use all the time whenever I break down, I feel low is I can do it, I'll do it, I'll do it whatsoever. And if I have to take a revenge on someone, it's a very personal thing I'm saying, but I'm not a revengeful person. But yes, whenever I think about taking a revenge on someone, the only thing that I tell to myself is do it. Not in terms of revenge, but in terms of karma and making myself and my family proud of myself successfully. So that will be I guess that's the best revenge a human could take against another human rather than hurting him or making the other person bleed. Yeah.
So growing ourselves instead of hurting someone is the better
Absolutely.
revenge.
Revenge,
Yeah.
yes.
That's
That's
a
what I
great
strongly
yeah,
believe.
yeah. That's a great learning. So going ahead with the next question, can you share a bit about your journey and how you found your own passion and purpose in your career?
Okay. So, see, my journey, as I told you in the beginning, I never ever thought of being anything else other than becoming someone in the uniform, someone from the as a defense personality. But I said, you can fight everything, but you cannot fight your destiny. And that's exactly what happened with me. I was not able to fight my destiny. And at a very early age, when I was just doing my graduation first year, I got selected with Wipro. And it was my first company that I got into, and I started working with a corporate. And that is where my journey started at a very tender age as a professional in the corporate. And gradually from there, I started working, gaining experience, switching companies. I worked with companies like American Express, IBM, and TCS. Everywhere, whenever I go somewhere, I feel that passion of a defense personality is missing somewhere or the other. because I did not have those hefty rifles in my hand. I did not have that charming and that, that I was not carrying that pride on my skin, the uniform and all. I was not there. So it was like a big miss for me. So it mellowed me down a lot of time. But again, I thought, we all, including you yourself and all our colleagues here, we all are defense personalities in the real stage of life. And everyone, he or she, is fighting their own battles. And here, if I am here today, even I am fighting my own battle. It could be for my country, it could be for my society, it could be for my family. But yes, I am. I started utilizing this thought process in the work that I'm doing. I started developing that passion inside me by self motivating myself and carrying that attitude which would nurture my ambition which was not fulfilled, but I lived my ambition every day in the job that I did, because whatever I did it with the same passion that I would have done at the border. And that kept me mesmerized and kept me motivated.
So I have a lot of friends, or maybe I know a lot of people who say that it was my like I was supposed to work at the border, or maybe work with defense in any segment, maybe with the navy itself, or maybe at the border to fight with the enemy countries. But due to a lot of reasons, people don't get selected, or maybe the families don't allow.
Big
So,
reason.
so at that point of time, we can say that though they are not selected to directly fight for the country, but some or the other way they are actually doing something which helps the country to go ahead.
I agree.
So once they also start taking, like you said, the good approaches to convert that angerness, to convert that energy, to put something where we can give something to
Absolutely.
the country.
To the
So
country.
instead of not fighting, we are developing something which the country is using, or which makes money for the country, raises the GDP, is also a kind of service to the country only.
Absolutely.
So
Sorry to interrupt you. I'll give you a very short example.
yeah,
Whenever there is a crowd, there are a lot of people on the way. Only one traffic police will be helping to sort out the crowd. Why can't we get out of our cars if we have a driver, or even we have some co-drivers or a friend or a brother who can handle the car or the bike at that point of time, and do some duty towards the traffic? Even traffic is a part of our country.
exactly.
If you are doing that, even you're donating towards some good option, or some good karma towards your company, towards your country.
Yes.
So why not?
Yes. So there are many ways we can
Many
help the
ways,
country,
many ways.
and there are a lot of new opportunities which will be coming.
Coming,
So it's not
exactly.
the only way. People who have, I wanted to convey this message to people who are not selected, or maybe they were not allowed to service for the country, should also appreciate that they have been placed to that place to provide service in some another way, or help the
Absolutely.
country rise in another way. So that was an awesome answer for people who are listening to us through YouTube as well. Okay. So moving ahead with the next question. Your journey has been quite impressive. Could you share a pivotal moment when you realized the importance of aligning passion and purpose in your career?
Yeah. Okay. So I was well settled in IBM before TCS, when I was working with IBM. But every hashtag, every audio story, every next door, that we have to travel back to our home places just because of our families. Now, I was also the part of the same story. I also had to travel back to my home to take care of my family, to take care of my old parents, as my father was getting retired. So I switched to TCS. My drawback was that I'm not from a technical background. I'm purely a person from a management background. Now, TCS being a technical company, I being an HR and MBA, I had to find out a suitable role which suits my academics, my achievements, what I have got in the past, and the present condition which could match with my studies, my knowledge that I have. See, before I come to the passion part, I'll just like the audience to take through the skill and the talent. There's a confusion between skill and talent. All of us, we think that we have a lot of people, we have a lot of talent in the market. But when you talk about talent, what is talent? Can you be talented in football without learning it? So it's a skill which you develop. How do you develop that skill?
Practicing.
Practicing, right? And with practicing, what else would you need to be talented in that skill?
Maybe a coach,
A
a mentor.
coach, exactly. A coach with a lot of information who might have already won the situation or who might have helped people to win that situation.
Or maybe who has lost as well.
Never mind. But he may have the capability or the vision to win. That particular person could guide you, could help you, could make you skillful, resourceful, and could inbuilt that passion and rigor in you with all the information to make you a person who can be called as talented by the society. But before talent, we have a lot of spaces, a lot of steps in life that we have to come across. And that's what I personally call as skill set. So now, coming back to the topic, my skill set, as I said, was not technical. It was HR, it was training, it was management. Now, see, if I would have broken down at the very beginning in TCS when I did not have a technical background, then I don't think I would have been here and sitting and discussing this matter, this topic with you and trying to help the audience to know a lot about it as well, about passion and rigor. But what happened is I had patience. I had patience and I did the job that I worked for Australian project. I worked for services, customer services also, and there was a time when I was working for as a relationship management thing with a government, with providing them software and a lot of other things, but no technicality. So all these time, I have been, my radar was going around and searching for a place wherein I could fit in my skill sets, my talents. Okay, talent. So finally, I found a place in talent development some years back, where I was a learning officer. I very happily started working there. And all the passion, all the rigor that was worried, which was trying to ooze out, but was not overflowing or not crossing the brim over, it got a platform to overbreathe. And gradually, then I took my journey from talent development to core HR, and then from core HR to a couple of years, and then back to talent development again as the head of talent development since last year, August. And I'm happy. I'm happy about my profession. I'm happy about my job. I'm proud about what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of transformation amongst the new people who are coming into the company, the freshers, even the leaders who are there in the company when I'm trying to coordinate about the trainings, the leadership training, the technical training, the communication training. It's all about, when we call it talent and development, the skill set. When we talk about talent, as I explained about skill set, we are working upon the skill set of the employees, and our core focus and core vision is about development, not only of an individual, a personal or professional growth, but overall the organizational growth as well. So this, I guess, is enough to understand how passionate about I am about my job and how happy I am now. It will take that patience, the journey of patience, to come across and start finding your milestone and then working with your skill set to achieve the excellency. That's all.
So, sir, after knowing your experience in different fields and being expert in talent acquisition and talent development, I would like you to answer the students who are just trying to learn the skills which the market needs. How can they understand the difference, that what is the hardship that they have to do to learn and be called as talent rather than just skilled person? So a lot of students are there who are skilled enough, who know how to code, who know how to develop a thing, who know maybe a lot of things, but they are not at a point where they can be called, okay, he is a talented developer, or maybe he's a talented editor.
So basically, in the IT industry, these talented developers are called niche skill employees or niche skill resources, wherein they achieve something out of the box, some technology out of the box, which is required And like for example, a data scientist. How many data scientists would we find in a company? Very less, right? Very scarce. So this particular role, this particular data science criteria, this falls in a skill set which is a high demand, but a low supply. Now, this makes this particular criteria as a niche skill criteria. So, the students today need to understand in the market, in the industry, what is the demand. See, I'll tell you in a very layman's language so that everyone in an audience, let it be a technical guy, let it be a layman, they could understand our point. We go out to the market to get something, and the first point that comes in the mind, we need good thing with a cheaper price, right? This is a model which is not only starts from our home, but these are the models which an organization will also think about, because everyone will think about taking some profit back and utilizing it for the growth, right? It's a similar thought process. Now, when any of the student comes out after their academics and all, they first need to understand, they need to do some R&D. As our country, as every country spends so many revenue towards R&D. Why R&D is so much of importance to the country, to the nation, to any one of us? Because through R&D, we get down to such a conclusion which gives us fruitful results. It is because of a lot of R&D by ISRO that we are on the moon today, right?
Yes.
Similarly, lot of R&D is required in a student level as well. And these R&Ds in these R&Ds, the student need to understand that in the industry, what is the niche requirement? When student will start understanding the niche requirement, maybe tomorrow the niche requirement will not be called a niche requirement, because we will have so much of talent in the market, so much of niche skill employees, niche skill associates in the market that we can pick up from. But the problem that we have observed in today's market is rather than looking into the skill set of focusing into a streamlined roadmap, there are so much of distraction all around, and there is so much of platforms and competitions and a lot of things all around that a small guy, a student, an academic fellow gets diverted. They really do not get the focus out of a blurry vision. You need to have a focus that this is my bullseye and this is where I need to hit the bullet. Until and unless you get to find the bullseye, where will you target at? You're targeting at a place where it can be called a nowhere.
Yes.
And that is what's happening with our students. दोस्त लोग इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं, चलो इंजीनियरिंग कर लेते हैं. मेरा दोस्त बेस्ट फ्रेंड है यार, Mr. Jaiswal is my best friend. See, he is going for a mechanical. So how can I go for IT? I cannot go for IT. Without him, I don't have a future. They're going with this emotion.
Yeah.
Even at a time I would not like, but I was also a kind of, when I was not able to clear my National Defense Academy series and all those stuff, then I also went through that mode where my father was pushing me to become a technical guy and I came out to be a management guy. मना कर दिया पापा को, नहीं चाहिए, मेरे दोस्त लोग जा रहे हैं इंग्लिश ऑनर्स में, मुझे जाना है इंग्लिश ऑनर्स में. I also committed that mistake. So I have learned from my mistake. And this is the message that I'm giving out to all the audience, all the students who are watching this video. Come out of this illusion. आज देखिए, जायसवाल जी अपने ऑफिस में बैठे हैं, मैं अपने ऑफिस में बैठा हूँ. साथ में नहीं है, कॉलेज में अभी है. So this is how the life is going to take you through. आप अपने ऑफिस में होंगे और आपके बेस्ट फ्रेंड उनके ऑफिस में होंगे. तब आपका एजुकेशन ही है जो आपके काम आएगा. ना दोस्त काम आएगा, ना फैमिली काम आ पाएगी. फैमिली सिर्फ आपको गाइड कर सकती है, आपके साथ खड़ी हो सकती है, बट the decision that you take in the present moment decides your future. And I have learned from it. And that is what a student needs to understand today. The decision-making power, the R&D that he needs to do with the market today by going through several books and all, rather than playing Free Fire, PUBG. थोड़ा सा टाइम अगर इन्वेस्ट कर दे बुक पे, बोरिंग लगेगा यार, लेकिन it will be very, very fruitful. Then I don't know if you get into, I mean, you students, if you get into this niche skill habit today that I have to acquire this new skill and get this amount of job in this particular company. You aim at it, जिद पकड़ लिया और करके दिखाया ना, ये छोड़ दो मोबाइल में PS4 पकड़ के बड़े स्क्रीन में खेल रहे होगे कल को, एंड देन रिग्रेट कर नहीं करोगे कि कल मोबाइल में नहीं खेल रहा था, चलो आज इसमें खेल रहा हूं. अगर आज अगर मोबाइल पकड़ रहे हो तो कल में भी उसको मिस कर जाओ. सो डिसीजन इज योर्स.
Great. So, with this answer, I would also like to highlight that we don't need to have a very wide range of skill set. Maybe we don't need to have people who said that I know development, I am a coder, but they need to be a specific coder. So I code for JS, maybe a particular framework as well. So I am a front-end engineer who is very well versed in React JS. So that kind of professions are better when compared to any wide range of developer or editor, or maybe we can say a strategist. So since you are saying that we have to be specific on a niche kind of job where we are expert, rather than we kind of mastering all of the things in that particular job.
Jack of all trades and master of none.
Yes.
How would we know that?
So the R&D would help. That what is required in the market for current scenario.
See, I think I'm talented in singing.
Yes.
But whenever I'm singing or dancing, I'm getting a bad feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. But where is this dancing and singing coming from?
The skills.
No. This is in my inventory. मुझे इतना ही पता है. I only know this much.
Yeah.
What else do I know? How would I know about coding? How would I know about React.js? Forget about this. How would I know how to fly a helicopter? Only if I understand, first I need a counselor.
Yeah.
I don't need to go out to the external counselor to just be a counselor. First, I need to know my area of interest. Once I decide my area of interest, I need to dive into that area of interest, irrespective of the fact about coding, testing, manual testing, automated testing. Forget about all those things. Let's come down to the world is not only with BTech engineers, IT and all. Mechanical are there, and doctors are there. A lot of other fields are there. So I'll talk about the overall figure. It's not that I'll just keep talking about coding and all. See, even if a doctor wants to be a doctor and wants to, at the end of the degree, he or she wants to choose a particular stream. I want to be a neurosurgeon. No, I want to be an ortho surgeon, or I just want to be an oncomedicine specialist. What do I need to do for that?
Yeah.
That's what the student need to decide. But how would they decide this? Until and unless, see, I am, let's suppose I studied management. What will I think about? How to manage people, how to get into HR, how to train people, how to do the training, and all those stuff which I know. But I'll not go beyond my boundaries, my circumference, and think about coding today.
Yeah.
What is coding? Excuse me. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm not a techie guy. But if I have some interest in developing a software which would capture the thought process of everyone in a room, then what am I going to do? The first thing is I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
So the process of learning begins with understanding what I want. So in terms, when we think about, let's forget about academics now. Now we are in such a world which is so versatile that even if a young kid today, you do not need to know core Java, core C++ and all to become a coder. Even you can start at the age of 40 to learn something and grow up as a developer, as a coder, as XYZ someone, right? But the important fact is you need to understand what you need to learn, what interests you, and what is that, what you can capacitate yourself with that growing interest and immortal interest. It's not that the interest, you should not decide an interest which would go 10 kilometers and then the fuel of the bike is off. And then you have to push it hard, really hard to reach your goal point. No, that should not be interest. If that is something you're developing, then you are in the wrong path. You have to develop yourself in such an area of interest which is actually immortal, which will live with you and go with you. Then then you have acquired the first step. Now, as you have acquired the first step and you have known what your interest area is, now you start gathering information, learning, enhancing your skill set, and getting talented and niche about what your interest is. And then your individuality will be flashed off in the market and you'll be picked up for your excellency. As simple as that. It's just that you have to put it in a very thin and narrow roadmap, wherein घोड़े के जैसे वो आंखों में लगाते हैं ना, वो लगा देना है, so that you cannot
completely
see.
focused.
Completely focused. Why does the horse wear these black blindfolds? So that the horse cannot go deep drag when it is in a race. Similarly, the blindfold is so necessary in the 21st century is because we have so much of distraction, so much of competition throughout that you will lose interest in your own interest after some time. So in order to have interest in your own interest for a long time, you have to have a blindfold. So decide your interest thoroughly and go for it, unending. And you will be the winner, for sure. No one can stop you. And I'm a very tiny example in front of you.
Great. So moving ahead in the next question, your expertise spans various aspects of HR and talent management. From your viewpoint, how can organizations harness employees' individual passion to enhance both their personal growth and overall team performance?
See, this is completely happening with trainings, talent development. And how this is happening with talent development is we are catering a vast platform of training and development, wherein we are providing course studies, we are providing examinations for those, assessments for those training. Because see, if you just train yourself, if I just prepare for National Defense Academy and I don't appear for National Defense Academy ever, can I be an army personnel? Can I become a second lieutenant? I can never become one, right? Because I will not give the exam to pass it even.
Yeah.
Then what is the use of gaining that knowledge? So we have that platform as well where you can gauge yourself that I have studied this course and this is where I stand now. This is my strength. This is my rank. Then it's not only about the technical courses. We have even taken the courses from leaderships. Okay, it's not only we that I would talk about in general across the industry. Most of the industries are providing this platform for training and development, and the reason because a company cannot grow without having trained professionals. So in order to, let's suppose you have started your own company and you have 100 employees. Now you have a target of getting 100 employees multiplied to a 500 by the end of the year. How would you do that? You have to train these employees. You have to bring up new culture, new training culture, wherein, see, if you have just one sense of business, like let's suppose you develop software, do testing, and provide it to the clients with a charge, with a nominal charge. Now you have a vision that I'll develop software, I'll give it to the client, and they will work upon it. My developers will work upon it, whatever glitches come, and every year updates and all. And my testers will keep testing about whatever faults come in, and they will keep clearing it. So now in this process, what happens if this is not working? Do you have a backup plan? What happens if all the clients in the market say a no to your product? What do we do then? 100 people, maybe a 500, you have grown up to a 500. 500 people are relying on you.
Yes.
Can you afford to really stop their bread and butter?
Yes.
Or you need to have multiple chain of businesses. ये बंद हो गया तो इससे चला लेंगे काम और इसको अच्छे से कर लेंगे. You have five, let's say you have 5 line of business, not just one that I'm talking about. Now from 5 LOBs, if 2 of your LOBs are shut, God forbid, but due to any undue circumstances, maybe recession, if 2 are stopped, you focus so nicely on these 3, and these many employees who were focusing on these 2, you divert them to and train them, upskill them to focus on these 3 LOBs. that they start generating more revenue than even excluding these two. Wherein you could think of training these people or adding new people to with another training skill and add up two more legs to it or two more LOBs to it. Just imagine about that kind of model. Wherein if you have this kind of model, and this kind of model will only be possible if you have continuous training programs in place, because your leaders, your freshers, your junior employees who are just coming in, you are grooming them on leaderships. You are on over and over on the years, you are developing new leaders in the market. You're right, in your own organization, who are ready to take up new roles, new position, new challenges, who are ready to welcome new business. So where is your company going? Just think about it. Maybe we talk about Jaiswal's.
So the plan is to make the learning process so smooth that even if the whole business changes, they are ready to acquire the knowledge and the challenges
Absolutely.
to take it ahead with
Absolutely.
different line of business.
And you have to keep that mindset and this particular message and work culture in such a way that they, from the day one they are in, with the induction and everything, you mold it so well and offer them with a cup of coffee kind of thing, so that they mug it up and it's in their blood.
Yeah,
You're
they
getting
are always ready for the challenge.
ready for the challenge, right?
Okay.
That's how a company will always be in a win-win situation along with the employees.
Okay. So moving ahead with the next question, could you provide insights into how mentors or role models can influence someone's journey in discovering their passion and achieving career growth?
See, who are mentors? We just talked about coaches and mentors.
So
I'm sorry, but to every question I'm asking another
Yeah.
question
that's completely fine. So
just to make it interactive.
coach and mentors are not someone who has officially been recognized as coach or mentor, but someone even in the family member who is guiding through the person's journey by understanding what particular interest lies and what are their expertise. So if someone is guiding, giving them a telescope of the outer world and telling them that what can happen, what cannot happen, he can be called as a coach.
See, absolutely right. A coach is basically a torch bearer.
Yes.
Come here.
Yeah.
This is a torch.
Yeah.
I'm showing you the path. Can you see it?
So someone who is
I am
guiding.
your coach. Someone who is showing you the right path. Now, anyone can be your coach, but everyone cannot be your coach. Why? Because this particular anyone, when I'm talking about, this anyone should know about the coaching that you're taking from him. Now, in order to imbibe coaching or mentorship from someone, we have to have the mentors and the coach have to have that knowledge, that passion, that rigor, that positive enthusiasm, which will pass on like a current.
Yes.
Whoever is trying to, whoever is trying to imbibe the knowledge from the coach, right? So the coach always have to be, irrespective of whatever the situation may be, the coach have to be informative. See, the coach cannot be Guru Dronacharya always having all the answers.
Yes.
But you can get back with the answers. You can take a time span or a time lap and come back with the answers, doing some R&D. But a coach should be, a coach or mentor should be in such a temperament, in such a willpower, that kind of vibration, that kind of aura that the coach and mentor would have. Even if not only one mentee, or if he have 1 lakh mentee in front of him, they would silently listen to him, follow him. He or she would have to have that kind of audacity. And how would that come? That would come by a lot of learning, lot of patience, lot of positive personality, charisma that you would be following. So a coach has to be a different divine kind of person. It's not, see, when I don't take my words particularly for that I need someone from the Gurukul or I need someone from the forest to come and coach here. No. A coach can be a simple rickshawala even. If a rickshawala is giving you some good knowledge, then why not? My father used to teach me that, and since my childhood till date, he used to say sun, when the sun rises, the rays are scattered everywhere in the world. Now the rays falls in Ganges as well as in a drain, right? What does it take back? Does it take back the filth? No. It takes back pure, pure and purest form of molecules and atoms of water in form of vapor and stores it as cloud and gives it back to the nature again in the purest form. What it happens later is a different story altogether. But the mentees have to be like the rays of the sun. And the coach have to be the sun who shows where to fall. Where to fall is okay. Who shows the most important part is what to grasp, what to take, and what to filter off. That is very, very important. Because grabbing all the knowledge is also very harmful at times. You need to know how much you need to grasp and how much you just need to leave off. So that kind of audacity is very much required in my thought process. Even I'm a mentor, I'm a coach. So I think this kind of charismatic personality a coach have to have in order to have a good, great, and recognized group of people in the market.
I guess this will help a lot of team members and a lot of people watching that how much importance a coach or a mentor keeps in someone's life to guide them for a particular career. Okay, so you are familiar with the education landscape as well, considering the intersection of passion, purpose, and career growth. How vital do you believe it is for students to have a well structured portfolio in today's competitive world?
Portfolio. See, as I said, talked about my face, I would say a kind of portfolio. My face is also a kind of portfolio, which will talk about my personality in the very first look. Some may like, some may not like. Similarly, for a student, portfolio is a complete tip to toe photograph in which the organizations take this piece of information, look at you, see from tip to toe how presentable, how good you are, and know about you. So this portfolio thing in this 21st century, as we are in the generative AI industry, and the market is growing like the AI is taking up, and we have all the fear of the AI taking over the humanity and all that stuff. So at least, we humans have to be at the pace. So similarly, about carrying a biodata, about carrying a resume, those days are gone. Where the thicker the resume is, the intelligent the person may be. It's gone. Now organizations, people, we all bill upon time. The employees, the organization, even the top notches, they all are billed upon time. So time is a very important fact. And how you utilize this time. Now, what if you would have a link wherein your HR, your interviewee would just click on that link and get to know all about you. This is a sort of artificial intelligence also I would consider with. I could, compare with an artificial intelligence because I am a person who is going to hire a bulk of people. Let's say in a day I have a target of hiring 50 people. Now, do you understand? I hope if you have taken an interview ever in your life, if some HR professionals are listening to this interview, to this recording, then I'm sure you might be knowing about the pain of hiring 50 people in a day. You just not have to go through the profile, but you have to go through the human being. Need to go through the screening. You need to go give them situations. You need to judge them through that situations. Who is faking it? Who is making it? Who is real? Who is not? Who would stick? Who would just go away? Who is here for money? Who have some value? ... Continues, has no end, and you go back to your home in the midnight, all sweating and frustrated. But just imagine wherein before interviewing a person, a link which could make your lives so easy that you just click, know about all the talents and skill sets about a person, about the journey, academic journey about the person, whatever the achievements they have in the past, in the present, or whatever it is. Let it be a blog, let it be a testimonial. Everything you get it in a one page or a one link. Let's say the work, your interview work becomes half the way more easy because you know about the person all the way. Now you just have to sit and interact. Let's say your 1 hour of discussion time is squeezed and made crisp to a 15-minute of discussion time. I could vouch on this. If I talk to someone for 15, 20 minutes, I would say he would stick with me and with my team for how many days? At least I could gaze on the months. For 6 months, for 1 year, for 1 month. I'm sure after 2 months he's going to do this. I'm going to do that. And with experience, this prediction comes. And my dear HR professionals, I'm sure you all would have that conviction and that, what we call
Gut feeling.
no, gut feeling exactly, but intuition. You all have that kind of experienced intuition which you could carry about these people who come for your interviews. So I would strongly suggest to have this portfolio for all the students, not only students, but professionals. It's very, very important, more important from students to professionals, because professionals would have much more criteria to know about, and professionals knows very well how to tweak around. You may not know how to catch them that they will stick for a month or a year.
Yeah.
They will be very wise on it. So for professionals, the portfolio would be much more important, equally important for students as well. And maybe for you as well, for me as well, and for him as well. We all would need this portfolio, what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So moving ahead with the next question, what message of motivation and empowerment would you like to share with our audience, particularly those who are eager to explore new horizons and make their mark?
Okay. Explore new horizons and make a mark. It's very important. As I said, I'll just go back to the last discussion when I was talking about, I'll pick tits and bits from my discussion where you could understand what I'm exactly meaning. Like in the book, please refer to page number this. So please refer to point number what I'm going to say. So see, when you are expanding or you are trying to experience some new vision, the most important thing is about the information. Because without information, you will not go a long way. If you have the good amount and right amount of information, then your decision will be very different than the decision you would be taking with a half amount of information. So first, gather the information. That's very, very important. Now, after information, what you need is R&D, research and development. R&D in terms of what you want to expand on. Today, I am from the HR background. I am taking care of training. Tomorrow, I may get into technology. So what I exactly need? Do I need to get a thorough knowledge about Java, about C++? If I need to get a thorough knowledge about Java, then what is Java? What all Java does? What is the market value of Java? What will Java earn me? Because at the end, we all think about earning. Now, and with Java, how far I can go? What future Java has? All these questions we need to ask ourselves. This is just about Java I'm asking. Let me come down to a very layman terminology again. If I'm going to buy a car, the first thing we need to think about is the economy. How economical the car would be, what the mileage would be, maintenance, the body parts, will they be distorted, resale value, brand value, XYZ. Similarly, why do we do this? Because we are going to invest on something. Similarly, when you are going to expand yourself on any sphere, let it be farming even. Whatever sphere you're going to expand yourself, you are going to invest yourself. So than investing money, than investing your time, the most important thing that you can invest in this world is investing yourself. And in order to expand, that's what a person does, invest themselves. So this investment needs a thorough, informative R&D in which you will not be confused in the path of your walk that I shall deviate. This particular expansion or this particular decision should be firm enough with your information and R&D that I know what to do and I have all the information starting from today till 20 to 30 years down the line, that where I will stand with this particular piece of expansion that I'm going to take. So just have these things in place. I am sure you will never be deterred.
Okay. So, going ahead, I would like to introduce. We have developed a platform specifically for students where they can make their own portfolio, like you mentioned. So we can have all the journey and links, everything at one place. How easy can it be for people to understand their if it matches with their curriculum or not? If someone hiring for a particular role, how easy it will be for the particular HR?
Can you reiterate your question a bit?
Yeah. So we are introducing a platform.
I'm sorry to interrupt. See, how important it is for the HR, I have already said.
Yeah.
Now, exactly what you want me to.
So I want to understand, like, there are different criterias which are seen upon while deciding whether the person can be taken upon or not. So what are the major factors that are looked upon, and whether the portfolio justifies those particular parameters or not?
Okay. So, see, with portfolio, the first thing which will be clear, as I said, the 1 hour interview can be crisped into a 15 minutes round of interview.
Yes.
Why? Because any organization coming to hire any employees or any freshers or experienced people will look into the skill set that they have.
Yes.
Because our company knows what business our company is doing.
Yeah.
The company is doing, right? So now, as I know my business, I'll look for the skill set that my business requires, which I'll get from the portfolio. Half of my work is done there. Now, will skill set be everything?
No.
Of course not. Why? Because I will have these people who will be client facing tomorrow. Now, what do I need? I need a sweet tongue.
Yes.
Now, in order to have a sweet tongue, I need those 15, 20 minutes. And my work will be done. It's that simple.
Yes. So that was really helpful. So, as someone deeply involved in talent development, what advice do you have for students looking to utilize platforms like Wooble to curate an online presence that truly reflects their capabilities and aspirations?
Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I'll like to tell you is at our time, when we were in our academics, we did not even have someone to guide us to make our resume. We have to run to the cyber cafe guy and ask them for a format if they had. And on that format, we would sit and type, just changing the lines. And if you have some sense of communication and you have good vocabulary, then you may add 1 or 2 lines in the objective, career objective, and all. However, now, if you are in such an era that you are being provided such beautiful platforms, I would say this is my message for all the students across the world, not only pan India, but across the world, because all the students are students, irrespective of who they are Homo sapiens. That's all.
Yes.
So, get this facilities, come out of your PUBGs, Free Fires, get into these things, because these are the things which will really help you down the line. And trust me, I understand. Maybe what I talk about or tell about may be a little boring for you students as of now, but down the line you will understand the value. But trust me, I don't want you to lie down and watch back and think that, oh, I should have listened to this and this would have been really helpful for me, but what would I do? I really want you to do it now rather than telling it to yourself then that what did I do? So take this opportunity, utilize this platform, because this platform will be your mirror image in front of your interviews. Your task will also be reduced a lot, wherein you will be gobbling up a lot of things in front of your interviewers, and you have to tell a lot of things about yourself, even if you are providing them a resume. You can just say one line, sir, my portfolio will take you through all about me. Rest, if you want to know about me as a human being, I am in front of you. So just imagine the kind of time that you have shortening rather than having 40 questions, 50 questions. Just imagine the kind of, yes, definitely in the operations round, you will have to face some technical questions, which is fair enough. If I am hiring you for my organization, I need to know that how efficient you are. Only a piece of paper or a link would not work, but this link will help you go a long way with wherever you go for an interview. Even if you're a student now, tomorrow you become a professional, this is actually going to save a lot and lot of time for you. And even the interviewer, whosoever you give this link, that particular person will definitely 100% be very impressed that you have an approach from the 21st century. You're not from someone from the old school methods coming with a CV, or sending a CV through the mail and going through it. No, you are giving something new to your interviewer, to your HR. So the percentage of impression, the ratio is really going to go high. So go for it and enjoy it. And my all the best, my good wishes are always with you. Be successful. And Mr. Jaiswal, I wish you all the best. I'm sure Wooble, this thought process is fantabulous and it's going to go a long way. And I'm personally going to lead you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, moving ahead with the last but not the least question, what will be your message to the Google community?
Okay. You are doing a great job, guys. Trust me. You are doing a great job wherein you are not only making the life of professionals and students easy, but you are making our lives easy as well. Those people from the HR family who are sitting for recruitments, who are sitting for, trust me, they have a very tough job. People from outside who come in, they think that, ये जनाब तो भाई सूट बूट पहन के बैठे हैं इंटरव्यू लेने, हमको ही दौड़ दौड़ के आना पड़ रहा है। जी नहीं जनाब, आप अकेले हो जो अपने लिए आ रहे हो। जो यहाँ बैठा है वो आप जैसे सैकड़ों के लिए बैठा है। So it makes a lot of difference for that person to go through, take that pain. You will not understand. You sitting blank and just waiting for your turn gives you so much of pain. Just imagine the kind of patience a HR professional carries to go through each and individual's profile, take the pain, call them out, drill them, take the best out of them, understand who is right, who is wrong, then put into them. And again, if they are wrong, take their blame also. After doing so much of lot of hard work, taking the blame that नहीं यार ये तू कैसा बंदा ले आया यार, ये सही बंदा नहीं है। अब यार तीसरा आंख यहाँ डेवलप कैसे करे इंसान? नहीं कर सकता। जितना करेगा इन्हीं दो आंखों से करेगा, इसी एक मन से करेगा। And that's what HR has been doing as a human being. So respect the HR job. They are doing a lot, not only for the employees, but also for the society by hiring you, by giving you a platform for the interviews. And trust me, by using this Wooble, these people are not only helping the HR professionals, but also helping the society by making lives easier and saving a lot of time, which could be used for much more productive work. So thank you, Wooble. I'm really a fan of yours. And I'm sure, thank you. And I personally would like to say this. I found it a brilliant idea that you have come up with for the market in this 21st century, where we really need these kind of ideas. And I wish you all the best. You propagate like coronavirus, I would say, in a positive note. On a positive note, of course.
Yeah.
But I wish you all the best to propagate like that.
Thank you so much.
1, 2, 3.